One of the reasons why I really thought this was just a fascinating activity was the idea that I was out there riding right next to Mike, who was in a wheelchair. I was trying the hand cycling out. We were just, I was getting some exercise. I was out in the absolutely beautiful fall day, loving, the conversation. I was getting to ask him questions, and I just thought, what a wonderful time to spend. It's not the team exercise, like we were saying, the idea to emphasize, just having kind of growing independence, but still building relationships, and to be able to do that and be able to do it in a way that includes cycling. Of course, that just, oh wow, what a wonderful discovery. I'm just so glad to meet you. So tell me more.
It's just, it's along with the mission. It's just this program and all of our other programs. Cycling is a very, very big program. We have the Wounded Warrior Project. Is someone who had a designer, architect that works for Texas Instruments had come to us and said he was developing a device on the back of a hand cycle for their long, like the MS 150 rides, whereas we don't do that. We're a recreational program, but they had a need for, they ride the MS 150. So if you have a person in there that's hand cranking the bike and they get up a hill and they can't go, these guys had developed a rod on the back, which you have some pictures of.
That yellow bike.
Yeah, the yellow bike, where they could actually bring another able-bodied bike behind it and actually help them go up the hill without interfecting the motion or the interference of either one of them feeling it, besides being able to make it up the hill. So
yeah, we didn't really get to see that in action. You can see that there's a bar at the back of, but how does that work? Does that bar rotate or something? How does that work?
Yeah, the bar rotates. It's a bar. In fact, he wasn't out there the other day, but they're actually going to bring us 4 prototypes. We've helped them design it and run different tests on it. And one of our designs was to make it wider so it didn't interfere potentially with the bike, front able-bodied bike getting in hurting the messing up with the wheelchair guy.
Right, I see that. Right.
So what we were trying to do is when they hit it, it rolls, and so the bicycle's not affected and the hand cycle's not affected, and the person can project, go ahead and go up the hill, and hopefully that helps them out. So.
I see. I know I've needed that before. I was on a I was on a tandem on the MS 150, and that's where we actually started this show, looking at what it would take to ride in the MS 150. So hopefully some of the viewers will get to see that, a repeat on that eventually. But those hills, and what was interesting is when my daughter's ridden by herself going up a hill, I noticed somebody showed me how you can put your hand on the back of the cyclist and kind of help them up the hill, and how she really needed that. She wouldn't have been able to make it up the hill, child up a big hill just right outside here of Fort Worth, coming into downtown, that big hill on the bridge. So I can imagine that you can't stand up, you can't give yourself any extra power. You're just have your arms. You get a hill. I can imagine that you can't walk your bike up the hill. What do you do? So what a awesome solution to being in a situation that would keep you from doing an event otherwise if you didn't have a
that would be more for a lower level, like your newly the Wounded Warrior Project specifically is targeting OEMs, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom, newly injured in their program. So these guys maybe wouldn't have the upper body, or guys or girls have the upper body strength to be able to do that. But then you've got your more experienced riders that do this quite a bit, that they're not going to have this issue. So this is more for your beginner process, and people that want to challenge themselves to go 150 miles on a hand cycle's pretty good challenge,
I know I haven't done it yet.
Yeah,
sorry, folks.
We don't do stuff like that, but we're very, very supportive of other organizations that do similar things with us, and we've just been doing the tests for them, and we've got a lot of video on those tests, and send it back with our comments, and they're still in the design process of making sure that it's right.
Well, that's one of the foundational passions that I have, is to try to bring groups together. That's why I have sometimes kind of unusual guests come on, is the idea that, bicycling is a platform, but look at how it benefits, people in a wheelchair, in a variety of different ways. And you're kind of similar, going to different organizations, different groups, and kind of bonding together. Weren't you saying you were doing something with a Lockheed Martin?
We do. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. We do. Our mission is, again, to create the independence through programs, and again, we've got a lot of programs. We also do advocacy. It's kind of something that's not a part of our mission, but we've recently done advocacy for Frito-Lay corporate headquarters, for PepsiCo corporate headquarters, Lockheed Martin. who have plans to hire persons with disabilities.
Oh, okay.
So, and what we do is take hand cycles to those deals and allow their able-bodied constituency to get into them and ride them around so they can see some of what it's like. We also build things, doors and whatever, and allow their constituency, their employees to get in wheelchairs and try to go see what it's like to live in a wheelchair for a day and to be able to transfer. You know, one of the issues when you talk about these hand cycles, if you noticed the other day, if we have a quadriplegic, we actually have to help, our able-bodied volunteers have to actually help with the transfer from the bike, from their chair to the bike.
Sure.
Whereas an amputee or a paraplegic, for the most part, can transfer themselves. So, yeah, our organization's grown in a lot of different ways, and we continue to take the challenge to see, you know, what's required to promote the disability, and if it's advocacy, if it's waking up corporate America to what we're trying to do, hey, we're in.
That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate, you know, getting a chance to take a look at all the outreach that you're doing, not just cycling, but, you know, kayaking and other things so that people can be out, be independent. Are there any other last-minute things that you'd like to let us know about before?
Well, I'd just like to encourage anyone with a physical disability to go to riseadventures.org, check out our website. Everything we do is free. We'd love to have you out. If you're corporate America and you'd like to jump aboard as a sponsor, we'd love to have you. We've got a great board of directors. I've got a lot of support, and we'll end this year with over 15,000 volunteer hours, and we're an all-volunteer army. So
thank you so much. That's wonderful. Thanks for coming on the show today, Paul. To find out more about everyone on the show and even upload a photo to memorialize a loved one on the blog page, remember to visit areyoukepingup.com. And until next time, keep on keeping up.